Okay, welcome to Luxury Homes North Idaho. I'm Sarah Klein.
And I'm Greg Rowley.
Our channel is all about showing you the most beautiful homes in our area in the many different ways that people live here so you can figure out where you might fit in. You know, we get asked all the time, I want to live in a gated community. What are my options? People usually have a pretty specific idea of what they want when they're coming from different areas, of what a gated community might involve. How's that different here?
Well, that's like a day in the life. You know, every other phone call is somebody coming from somewhere else with an idea of is what they're used to at home or in their current location available here. I just had a conversation with a lady from Seattle, and she was very specific about wanting to be in a gated community that had a clubhouse and other amenities. Not necessarily golf, not necessarily swimming pool. And anyway, her description was something we don't really have. So in North Idaho, in Coeur d'Alene, I think there's 30 gated neighborhoods. And outside of the club communities, Black Rock, Gosser, CDA National, which we're not going to cover here, we will get into those, or there's so much content on those. We're talking about the other neighborhoods in town. There isn't always sort of an apples to apples comparable to what they're used to elsewhere, but there are some really neat neighborhoods here with great features. Boat docks, beaches, pickleball, etc. But trying to navigate that from a distance can be really challenging.
Yeah, definitely. So we're not going to get through all 30 here in this episode, but we're going to take you through some of our most popular options. Okay, Bear Creek. What do I need to know?
Bear Creek's tight-knit, really cute neighborhood. It really built out in the last couple of years. 30 homes in there. I had a chance to show a house in there to some people the other day. Gorgeous new construction. It's got a nice little trail and park. Surrounded by other neighborhoods, but easy access to the two golf courses, Avondale and Hayden Country Club. We call that being on campus here in Hayden, when you can get to 3 restaurants, 2 golf courses, and if you really want to, the grocery store and a golf cart. That's pretty good. Fun fact, I say that a lot. Fun fact, golf carts are street legal in the city of Hayden Lake, Idaho. So you may see a golf cart traffic jam at the porch on Saturday night.
Indeed.
More carts than cars.
Forest Hills.
Forest Hills is awesome. Very established, old school meaning 20, 30 years, gated neighborhood in Hayden. I always say that's where the local magistrates and noblemen aspire to live. It's adjacent to the country club, so a real strong membership presence within the neighborhood. When my kids were younger, that's where they insisted on trick-or-treating, because at Forest Hills you would get the full-size candy bars.
Yeah, so, they open the gates on Halloween. Wow.
Yeah, you have to know somebody. Forest Hills is great. There's 2 gates, one off of Honeysuckle and one off of Strayhorn. So double gated entry, couple hundred houses, 140 houses in there. I think it's 100% built out at this point. There may be one additional vacant lot, but I think one of the neighbors owns it as a buffer. So it's fully built out. We sell a few houses in Forest Hills every year. I think 8 to 10 on average sell in that neighborhood, which is an indication of a healthy neighborhood. One thing that makes it great is there's a golf cart path gated entry for golf carts only at the back of the practice range at the country club. So for the Forest Hills residents, you've got easy access to Honeysuckle Beach, and if you are a club member and happen to have a boat slip at the country club, golf cart to the boat to the lake, that's a pretty good life.
Or nearby Tobler Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a little far to get there in a golf cart. I wouldn't take a golf cart that far.
Very good. And true to its name, I feel like compared to Bear Creek, more treed, more forested, or like.
Yeah, well, just more. It's older. It's 30 years old, and I mean big lots and lush landscaping, and every home is kind of a statement home in there, and the way they maintain their yards and so forth. They took the design requirements from Forest Hills and just duplicated them at Bear Creek.
Okay.
So same use of materials, same level of construction, kind of a mirror, just a smaller version of Forest Hills is what Bear Creek is.
Yeah.
So those two have some real similarities.
Very cool. Okay, you have a lot of experience at this next one, the falls at Hayden Lake.
Falls at Hayden Lake is one of my favorite neighborhoods in town, and it's very, very special to me because it's where I got my start. First day on the job, I had a relationship with the developer there, and they gave me a chance to represent the entire project. So back in 2011, we had 46 lots on 46, was it 46 lots on, I forgot all my talking points, 46 lots on 50 acres. Wow. There's 1,600 feet of frontage. There is a massive community marina, so each home site has a dedicated boat slip. There's parks, multiple parks, trails, fire pits, gazebos, the hiking trails that go down the hill to the bottom where the boats are located. You walk across stones while the 50-foot waterfall is crashing next to you. I mean, it's like wedding type venue, pretty. The boaters on the lake are always circling at night looking at the waterfall that's lit. But the hallmark feature of the falls is the gondola. It's the world's largest privately owned funicular gondola.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like boat quality interior finish with leather and wood, and it traverses the mountain not in a straight line as most of the trams you'll see around the lakes do. It actually sits on hydraulics, so as it moves down the mountain, the cabin adjusts to stay level as it kind of levels out and then goes down some steeper pitches. But first time it feels exciting and fun. Thereafter, it goes kind of slow. So,
how long does it take to get down?
Oh gosh, 5 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but you'll see the more fit residents would choose to walk and hike versus
that's an option.
Take the trail. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's 2 different trails that take you to the same location.
Is there a beach down there, swimming beach? Is it just the
it's
marina?
dock swimming.
Okay.
Yeah. We talked about this in Waterfront. The sandy beaches in North Idaho are few and far between. And so you end up swimming off the dock, or it's a rocky shoreline, but it's deep water frontage, which is something that's really nice. You don't have to take the docks out in the winter or store them. And there are paddleboard storage and kayak and canoe storage down there in addition to the boat slips. So
very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Hayden Lake Country Club Estates.
Hayden Lake Country Club Estates, yet another fun fact, is located where I once used to run my dogs. My first house was adjacent to that, and this goes back to 2000 when I moved from Hayden to Blackrock as the golf pro. We were promoting the acquisition of the land that is now holes 4, 5, and 6 on the golf course and the Hayden Country Club Estates, a really slick little gated street, maybe 30 houses back in there on 2 sides, and they flank the new signature holes of the golf course. The club acquired that land from a church at some point, and we were, as the golf staff, promoting, boy, members, we really need you to vote on this because look at the new range that we could convert some of the old golf holes into what I think is the best practice facility in the area, with grass tees and what have you. But newer homes, double entry gated, gorgeous golf course views. The new holes, they just got renovated. They open on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, men's opening day is Saturday, and we get to play the new golf holes. So, yeah.
And newer homes meaning?
10, 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
my buddy just built a house in there last year.
Okay.
And there's one being built right now. I mean, it's right on the golf course. So, yeah, it's a newer, I guess that street was built 20 years ago. That was how long I moved down to Blackrock-ish.
Are there still lots available in there that you know?
I think there's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting down.
Yeah.
All right. And lot size on those homes?
Half acre,
Okay.
3/4 of an acre.
Decent size.
Yep, good
Okay.
size.
Very good. Rimrock Meadows in Hayden also.
Rimrock Meadows, Hayden, that is kind of the northern boundary of what feels like you're still in town, is Lancaster. That's on the south side of Lancaster. Really neat neighborhood, new within the last 10 years. Newer construction, real quality builders in there, large lots. I hate to use the word affordable because they're nice high-end homes. There's, $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million homes, but they the design elements there allow you to have a comp shingle roof and an asphalt driveway, and the larger lots allow for shops. So that has been the appeal of that neighborhood, is somewhere where you can have a really nice house, not have to spend for the premium materials that you have to on a couple of the other neighborhoods, Forest Hills, for example, and still have a shop for the toys, the boats, and everything.
Yeah.
Having a shop in Idaho is a thing, or a storage facility.
Yeah.
More to come on that.
Yeah.
Little teaser there.
Little teaser, definitely. Yeah. But access to English Point hiking?
Good call. Yeah, the State Park English Point hiking trail is about a quarter mile up the road, and personally, I haven't done it, but I'm told it's really pretty.
It is. Yes, it is. But so yeah, if you're someone who has toys and needs that shop, or enjoys the outdoors, access to English Point like Greg, or sportsman's access.
Boat launch right around the corner. There's a couple of horse boarding facilities out there too, and it's not uncommon to see horses at the English Point trails or riding up Lancaster Avenue. Pretty neat. Yeah, our town, we talked about it in another video, gets very rural very fast. And I had mentioned in a previous video, that's where I get a beef, not a cow, a beef from a local rancher. That same road we were talking about there.
And yet you are 10 minutes to the porch, if that.
Yeah, golf cart to the club.
There you go. Yeah. Still on campus?
I have a friend who lives at the Falls, and we debate if he's still on campus, but he's got a street legal golf cart. And,
next is Syringa Heights.
We just sold a stunning home in Syringa Heights, and arguably the best views of the lake, bar none. When you go through that gate, so it's on the east side of town, and that it's the only exit to take as you look to the east side of town. It gets into the mountains real fast when you go past that exit. You go in that gate, and the entry road goes straight downhill, and it is the depth and distance and width of the view of the lake just as you drive through the gate is very special, and all the homes within there maximize that view. Really large lots, big sprawling estates, mega lake view looking southwest, so ideal sunset viewing. And nearby Silver Beach Marina, it's not connected to the neighborhood, but there's lake access right around the corner. And I'm aware that there are a number of local doctors who live in that neighborhood because of its immediate access to the hospital. They're within 10 minutes of
right down the hill.
Right down the hill.
Yep. Very good. All right. Next up is Harborview Estates and Stevens Point, which is within Harborview Estates. Tell us about that.
South of town, halfway between, I always have everything's Black Rock to me, so that's a reference point. Black Rock is 13 miles from the bridge as you go south of town. Harborview Estates is half that distance at Mica Bay. Really large gated neighborhood, a couple hundred homes in there. Again, very nice construction, very high level of finish requirement. Large lots, and most of the lots have incredible lake views. They look out at the belly of the lake and across to Geyser, the narrow channel. You're kind of eye to eye with Geyser Ranch that sits up on that bluff across the lake. It's a really neat vantage point. The homes that I've sold in there, the sellers have always commented on how much they love that vantage point and that perspective of the lake, because the summer activities, and it's just an always changing environment in that location, because you see the surf boats, you see the parasailers, you see the cruise boats and the tour boats and things, and obviously the fireworks on 4th of July and those things. But real neat vantage point, very nice neighborhood. We've been lucky enough to sell a few homes in there. And then as you go through Harborview Estates, there's yet another strip of homes on the waterfront called Stevens Point, so a gate within a gate. And those are, for lack of a better word, the trophy homes on the waterfront. Some of those are the biggest and best of the real premium, close to town, mega homes on the waterfront. We've sold a couple of those, and I giggle, the one that we sold in there, You go through the gate to Harborview, you go through the gate at Stevens Point, and then he had a gate on his driveway. So he had a gate, and a gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt safe.
Yes.
I think it's worth saying at some point here that personally, the idea of a gated neighborhood is a little bit much for me in Idaho because we have the lowest crime rate of any state in the union. We're 0.01% of violent crime. We literally are the safest state in the United States. And while it feels nice to go behind a gate, and I'm sure there's some security there, those of us, I don't live behind a gate, and I don't feel unsafe in any way. But I understand if you're not here year round, which a lot of the gated residents are not, when you're gone for a few months, it's nice to have the security of a gated neighborhood.
Yeah, or if you are new to the area, it is kind of an easy way to feel like you're controlling the environment. Like,
yeah, and meeting friends. Like there's sort of a built-in social network when you're inside a community like that.
Yeah.
Like, get in here.
Indeed, yes. Yeah. And Harborview Estates, now you mentioned Gazer Vantage Point, that way looking east on Lake Coeur d'Alene, but doesn't it wrap all the way around to, you can see Tubbs, you can see downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
So it's more than just one vantage point. It goes, kind of wraps around.
It's really special. Yeah. And Syringa Heights, Harborview Estates, Gazer, Blackrock, those neighborhoods have the views. Yep.
And we should mention with this one, they do have shared waterfront. Isn't that correct?
Thank you. That was kind of the point of this video, was to share some of the amenities. Yes. Harborview Estates has 20 boat slips. They're sold sometime. I've negotiated the sale of a couple of those boat slips with homes. I think there's a bit of a wait list to get one of those boat slips these days, but there is a real nice waterfront park, picnic tables. Can't call it sand, but a beachy area, and a great swimming hole for the family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. The Ridge at Sunup Bay.
The Ridge at Sunup. That was once part of the BlackRock empire.
Oh, okay.
It was developed by BlackRock back in the day. That is the waterfront homes. There are homes that are not on the waterfront, but the waterfront homes at the Ridge are special. The view down at that south end of the lake, we call it the long view, and as you look due south and literal miles of water as your view, it's a really peaceful perspective where you don't have the activity that you see on the north end of the lake. Each home site in the Ridge has a boat slip at their community marina, other than the waterfront homes that have their own private dock.
Right.
So it's a mix. There is a community trail to the waterfront, but other than that, there's, what are there, 50 lots in there, something like that. And there are some real significant homes in that neighborhood.
And what's the commute to downtown Coeur d'Alene from there?
Well, by car, you're going to be pretty close to 30 minutes. By boat, you're going to be 20 minutes. How fast your boat go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a speed limit on the thing.
Very good. Okay. You've got something coming up in this next one, River's Edge.
River's Edge, also developed by BlackRock. We touched on that in that video. Real cute street. So 20 houses, one street, dead-end cul-de-sac. All of them are on the waterfront on the river. We will show you more about this upcoming listing soon. Very desirable, high demand, highly sought after. Listings in that neighborhood don't last long. So more of a townhouse environment. They're not zero lot lines, but they're tight. They're packed in. They're pretty close to one another. So narrow lots to maximize the water frontage. So every resident in the neighborhood has a private boat slip in their own dock. Yeah,
that's where you want to be. If you want to hear the lake as you're drifting off to sleep at night, this is where you want to be. I mean, you are on the water.
It's the debate, the debate of the waterfront versus water view. I could argue for and against all of these. I know all the arguments for and against. The river is unique in that you are right on the waterfront. You're 3 steps and then you're on grass and you can get your toes in the water. Some people say the thrill of that is what draws them to that location, is the activity, the boats. So people all up and down the river oftentimes will boat out to the lake. And so it's kind of a one-lane street in the morning going into the lake, and a one-lane street of all the boats going home, and there's always waving and honking and the stereos and the music. Some people don't prefer that. That's but there is an energy to the river that you don't have on the lake.
Yeah. You're not going to get the peace and quiet of the ridge at Sunup Bay.
No, I mean, that's kind of that's our job is, how do you want to live in this town, and what's important to you, and what would annoy you versus what would be special, peace and quiet versus activity and energy. The river's edge is such a good location. The trail system is literally at the gate. So hiking, biking, walking, strolling into Riverstone, all the way down into the college, into downtown.
Yeah.
I just got an e-bike, and I got it out the other day. What a blast, by the way. But I can imagine e-biking from River's Edge to the office or downtown for dinner, and it would be just an absolute.
And beyond with the Centennial Trail. Yes, I mean, you can get all of a sudden you're down at Tony's.
Yes.
Below Helen, below Syringa Heights, and to Higgins Point. I mean, in Riverstone, there is a gated community down in Bellerive. What do you know about that?
I know there's a gate there now. Yeah. So I actually went down there to show some people around the other day. I knew the gate was coming. I didn't know it was installed yet. So that is probably the newest entry to our gated neighborhood roster here in Coeur d'Alene. Stunning homes, modern architecture, and some more traditional. There's a little bit of an eclectic mix down there, but like River's Edge, right on the water, 3 steps down from your back deck, and you're on your boat.
Bigger custom homes. So unlike, those are starting $3 to $5 million.
I sold a lot in there 15 years ago for $450,000, and that was, at the time, I think the highest price lot to sell in there, and those people giggle now when I see them. 10 years later, there's nothing left, and the lots that were most recently sold were
triple.
3x at least.
Yeah. So that was 9 communities. I kind of briefly shared with you guys some details about them, but more importantly, we want to help you understand what one would be right for you. So I'm going to grill Greg on some different scenarios and that you might relate to. So if you are a couple from Scottsdale, Arizona, you golf every day, that's your priority, you want the club amenities, and you don't really care about the lake, what direction would you start them?
There's still quite a few items on that menu. Obviously, we're going to look at the premium golf clubs, and some of that's budget, Gaza Ranch at the top, $1 million to become a member plus real estate. BlackRock and CDA National kind of fill that next level, and then the country club in Hayden, and the premium golf clubs, Gaza, BlackRock, CDA National, they're kind of competing for clients and members and sales. That's normal in the industry. Hayden Lake is its own thing, and the country club really resonates with some people. It was built in 1907. I say it all the time. It's like going back in time when you drive down that street to the country club. They still have the Easter egg hunt for the kids on the south lawn. There's, bocce ball with, 100 participants in the bocce ball league, and Friday night fights, we call it, the Friday night golf with couples. It's kind of a nationally recognized couples golf program. When I was there, we got all kinds of national coverage through the PGA and through other golf-related media because of the logo or boxing gloves. And it's couples golf. And people book their Friday night fights calendar almost a year in advance.
Strong tradition.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
Who are you playing with on the third Friday of June? Because we have an opening, and it's six sums. It is very regimented.
So fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you're coming new to town, and that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then it's
how do you get involved in that?
It's thematic, buffet dinner thereafter and stuff. There is a bit of a wait list to join the country club right now. I'd say call me and I can introduce you. I'm happy to show you around, pass you off to the membership director and the club manager, and discuss the waiting list and how to get your name on that list and what that looks like.
There's turnover every year.
Yeah, we talked about that before. That's normal in the club world. It's normal in anything. People leave their gym every day.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
How about a remote worker who wants acreage, a shop? I think we kind of hit on that one. They're probably going over to Rimrock.
Rimrock Meadows is a nice, if that's your requirement, I want somewhere to store my stuff or work from a shop. I still want a nice home, and I want it to be in a gated neighborhood. Rimrock Meadows, there are some shops in Bear Creek. There are a couple in there as well. So it exists.
It does.
Yeah. I'm aware of one in Forest Hills.
With a shop.
With a shop,
Okay.
yeah. It had to match the exterior design materials for the CCRs and everything. But so it's not uncommon, for sure. But those things don't always go together, gated neighborhood and a shop. I mean, honestly,
but in North Idaho, it's here.
Yeah, I mean, they're available, but yeah.
Very good. Okay, how about a buyer, $3 million budget, pretty open, and wants to hear what you would recommend? Go.
I need to learn a lot more about the buyer before I can recommend anything. And that's the job, is listening. And
there's no one that just is superior.
no, I mean, if that's what you're asking is, okay, where's the best house for a $3 million budget? There's so many variables. What are your interests outside of the house and distance to town? And as we talked about on the waterfront, energy and access to trails or total seclusion.
And unlike maybe other areas where there's one central thing that most people do in the area, I mean, North Idaho is so diverse and people are doing...
Well, that's why people have shops. We keep talking about them, but you've got to store your boat in the winter, and then you've got to get out the jet skis, and then you have the snowmobiles and
mountain bikes
and the RV, and everybody has stuff, and it's got to go somewhere.
Yes, it is a playground.
There's just a lot to do. But to answer your question, there are a lot of options that would be just a wonderful lifestyle for $3 million. I mean, that's a healthy enough budget to do just about anything you want.
All right, these people want to be near their Costco. They like to eat at Parallel 47 on a Friday night, and want to be no more than 15 minutes from home or any of these spots.
Okay, sounds like my wife asked that question. Distance from Costco is a thing, and I think all of the neighborhoods, Harborview to Rimrock Meadows, is within 20 minutes of Costco. Sunup Bay, not so much.
Not with Highway 95 anymore.
Yeah.
I can test that. Harborview Estates, I think you're going to be a solid 30 minutes now.
Okay, well, so to answer your question, distance to Costco and Parallel 47, we're looking in Forest Hills, we're looking at Rimrock Meadows, we're looking at Bear Creek.
Yep.
Hayden Lake Country Club Estates.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you'd get there. Costco's closer to River's Edge and Bellerive, but
Syringa Heights.
Syringa Heights.
On the cusp of that, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And if you do go to Parallel 47, I highly recommend the buffalo cauliflower.
Okay.
It is off the charts.
They have a wonderful menu. It's really diverse and yeah. Check it out. Okay. She does yoga at 6 a.m. He wants to be on the golf course by 8 a.m. They want neighbors, but they don't want to be on top of each other. No HOA drama. What's the first neighborhood that pops into your mind?
Forest Hills.
Forest Hills. Okay. Does this exist? They're not antisocial, but they don't want to see another roof line from their back porch.
That exists, yeah. Stevens Point, Harborview Estates, Syringa Heights.
More room.
More room, yeah, and the topography kind of drops off a little bit there, so yeah.
Okay, he wants to take his boat out on a Tuesday morning and be back for lunch. What community puts that lifestyle within reach?
That's a fun one. Anything on the river, River's Edge, Bellerive.
You could boat to lunch.
I have a client who used to live real close to Harborview Estates, and he would boat every morning to the resort to get a Starbucks coffee and a Wall Street Journal newspaper, and then he would boat home. And that's a good life. That's how he started his day. Yeah.
It's a good habit.
Yep.
All right. They moved from a neighborhood where every house looks the same, and they still want to be in a gated community, but they want their house to feel a little more custom, more like their own.
Bellerive is the first one that comes to mind, although there's not really any opportunity left to build. It's kind of built out. But most of the neighborhoods have modified their design elements in recent years to allow for the mountain modern style, the flatter pitched roofs, metal roofs, a little more modern design. So I don't know if there's any neighborhood in town right now that's so restrictive that you couldn't accomplish that objective within any of the design guidelines that I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. They entertain a lot. They're big on the holidays, big gatherings. They need the space, but they also really want privacy, and they need it close enough in town that their guests are actually going to come.
That's a true thing.
Yes.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, most of the neighborhoods we talked about, I can't think of one that jumps off the page as that you just described this neighborhood.
Yeah.
That sounds like life to me.
in our community, it's true.
Yeah.
We're a little spoiled because unlike Los Angeles, we're not commuting far distances and fighting, bumper to bumper traffic. So we're spoiled almost so that I would say if my friend is always hosting down in Harborview Estates or the Ridge at Sunup Bay, I've gotten so lazy with the not driving. That would feel very far away.
I don't disagree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but all the homes that, if you don't have to cross the river, I think everything this side of the bridge crossing the Spokane River you just described.
Yeah. Greg already mentioned that we intentionally did not discuss Gazer Ranch or the golf club at Black Rock because they are their own unique golf club communities, and so we've got lots more information. If those are of interest to you, of course, reach out.
It's not uncommon that someone will come to North Idaho and not even know about Black Rock per se and end up there.
Yeah,
it does happen. And conversely, someone coming to North Idaho because of Black Rock will decide for many of these reasons it's not the right fit, and they will end up elsewhere.
Sure.
But most of the time, the people that find Black Rock have visited as a guest or family member of a current member, and we tend to sell and grow from within there. That's not to say it doesn't happen other ways, but that's why we didn't include them here. Mm-hmm. That's kind of its own thing, per se, and the others are... there's no marketing budget for any of these other neighborhoods. They just happen to be nice neighborhoods. They're not, It's us. Yeah, it's us. Yeah. So it is a little different environment. Yeah.
So there you have it. Those are 10 gated communities in North Idaho. We really hope that was helpful for you. Of course, if you have any more questions, reach out to us directly. And thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.